The Internet. We used to call it the information superhighway. Not the catchiest branding, to be fair, but hey, at least it was accurate. There's certainly a lot of information on this here internet. Unless, of course, you're searching for NHL 22 information. There is almost zero information about NHL 22 on this superhighway. One thing we do know for sure is that a man on Twitter, who apparently works for EA Sports, cryptically tweeted the single word soon. That, of course, is news in 2021, and it begs many questions about the game, the release date, and maybe even the long-term viability of the NHL franchise. That might be a little dramatic, but you gotta think Madden or even UFC 5 will get a lot more love than a single word on Twitter 2/3 of the way through the summer. Anyway, today we are here to talk about hockey, because by God, somebody has to. We are Operation Sports, I'm Matt Ederer, and here are 5 burning questions about NHL 22. As always with these hypothetical question lists, we're ranking these in order of least important to most important, starting with number 5. How soon is soon? So, NHL 21 released on October 13th, 2020, but that was a month late due to the global pandemic. So in the long ago, before, social distancing and masks and hundreds of thousands of preventable deaths, the NHL series used to drop in the middle of September, right? So, okay, NHL 20 dropped on September 13th, 2019. NHL 19 dropped on September 14th, 2018. NHL 18 dropped on September 15th, 2017. NHL 17 came out on September 13th, 2016. You feel me? So it's safe to say that if that pattern holds, this game is coming out in the middle of September. And if that is true, this means we're all but a month away from this game dropping at this moment, right? So all of this is to say that soon, it probably means pretty dang soon. I would be shocked if we waited 2 more weeks for some information about this game. So it's tough to put an exact date on this, but I bet that we get first word on NHL 22 sometime in the teen days of August, so sometime between August 13th and 19th, just because it would be a month out from the traditional release date. Number 4. Is the game engine moving to hypermotion like FIFA? The big talk around the FIFA series this year appears to be EA's switch to a new game engine, the Hypermotion engine. As I understand it, the big thing about this Hypermotion engine is that for the first time, FIFA was able to mocap 2 full teams of soccer players, or football players if you're nasty. This technology could theoretically be huge for the NHL series, but I gotta say, I think this concept is actually much easier to do in FIFA than it would be in NHL. It's much easier to achieve this concept on the pitch than it would be in the rink. To actually motion capture a full 5v5 NHL caliber game of NHL caliber speed players with NHL caliber goaltenders? Well, that's almost impossible, I imagine, right? The speed of the players in the NHL is my hang-up here. It's just almost impossible to recreate that. It would require actual NHL talent to come in to play actual high-octane hockey in an NHL-sized rink while EA Sports monitors it all plugged into every single player. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying I don't think EA Sports is going to put in the time, effort, and money needed to pull that concept off in NHL. At least not yet. I just think if they were putting in all this work for the NHL game, we'd have heard something about it by now, I think the fact that we've heard literally nothing about this game, and it's August 10th, tells us that they aren't exactly breaking their backs on this one. So while I think the Hypermotion engine is coming, I don't know if this is going to be the year that it's implemented. Number 3. Will the world of Chel be expanded? The unfortunately named World of Chel has been an interesting concept, if a little under-realized. Basically, The World of Chel is a series of pond hockey games that you can play online versus other users, or offline versus wacky computer characters and Kyle Lowry for some reason. My personal idea is to merge the World of Chel with the actual Be a Pro career mode, creating a concept similar to the City in NBA 2K. I'm not saying you add a rapping aspect and a clothing line portion to the game, but hey, you know what? It's not the worst idea. Actually, knowing NHL's typical fan base, that actually might be the worst idea. Anyway, World of Chel is a concept that started out promising on NHL 19 and hasn't evolved, changed, or updated itself really at all on NHL 20 or 21. There are numerous different ways to improve this game mode, I think. So much so that we might put a pin in this one and return in a few weeks with a fully dedicated list on how to add to the World of Chel. I do actually like this game. I think that there's potential here, and I hope this is the year that EA Sports puts a little bit more elbow grease into the World of Chel. Number 2, will we have fully fleshed out next-gen versions of NHL 22? So it's important to note that while NHL 21 was playable on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, those systems did not get a new, dedicated, next-gen version that took advantage of the slick new console hardware. PS5 and Xbox NHL players were stuck with the same old garbage that we were. Suckers. So to quote EA from last year, for NHL 21, we made the decision to focus on adding innovation and new features, rather than the resource-heavy task of porting the game to new console technology. We are fully focused on launching NHL 21 on the Xbox One and PS4, and look forward to the opportunities the next-gen systems will bring in the future. So, I do think this game is probably going to have a next-gen version. It's going to come out this year, and it will add some small changes, a few video elements, some media involvement in career mode, maybe some slicker graphics slightly. You guys know the changes, you've seen them before. It's not going to have the new hypermotion technology yet, in my opinion, as we've spoken about. Even if it is, though, a small series of upgrades, EA Sports almost has to turn out a next-gen version of this game this year, just because they've had so long to do it. It would be almost insulting to their base if they just put out the same old schlock over and over every year. Oh wait. Number 1. Is this going to be the rebirth of a crazy good franchise mode? No! The answer is no. No, it won't be. I sincerely hope I'm wrong and that I look like a fool in public with this prediction, but I'm going to go on the record and answer my own question negatively. No, that's dumb. Of course not. Why would you even ask that, me? Again, I hope I'm a fool, I hope I'm wrong about this one, and I hope this is going to be the rebirth of what once was arguably the best franchise mode in sports. I gotta be honest with you guys though, no matter what happens with NHL 22, I'm a big hockey fan. The fact that it's an expansion year, go Kraken. The fact that it's the year after Montreal, my favorite team, made it to the Stanley Cup Finals with a sick young core. Those two factors almost guarantee that I'm buying this game day one. Now, I haven't bought an NHL game on day one since NHL 14. Gotta tell ya, I truly feel like that was the right call. I don't regret it. But the sport is really exciting right now. And with those two factors, expansion year, sick Montreal young team, I'm gonna cop this game. Unless EA Sports really, really poops the bed in the next couple months. So please don't chase me away over the next 4 weeks, EA Sports. And presuming this game is coming out in the middle of September, you're probably going to get my money because I am a money mark and a glutton for punishment. That's going to do it for us today at Operation Sports, but be sure to hit that bell, hit that thumbs up, keep it locked here for the best in-depth analysis and hilarious top 5 videos, of course, in all of sports gaming. If you have any thoughts about NHL, thoughts in general about where the hockey sport is at or where EA Sports are at, be sure to hit us up in the comments section below, over at Twitter, or always at the forums at operationsports.com. Be sure to check out operationsports.com, the mothership, the main page, for awesome, informative articles every single day. And of course, keep it locked here on YouTube, as Brian Unique Mazik continues to be the hardest working man in sports and video games, and Prince continues to be the king of Esports Boxing Club, the single most anticipated sports game in what, maybe a decade, honestly? Long time. If you liked me, my name is Matt Ederer. I host a few podcasts out there in the ether. Check out BAM Sports and Entertainment in any podcatcher that you got. That's some more general sports-ish talk. We talk some wrestling too. Check out NXT Talk on Patreon for weekly reviews of NXT TV, which all of a sudden seems to be on life support. So hey, that's cool. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay safe out there, everybody. Olé, 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 les Canadiens, les Canadiens.